Good morning, children. This is Sathish, School Student English, working at ZPHS Chinnagudur, Mahabubabad district. My dear children, today we are going to have our new lesson, the Storied House 2. Actually, this is the continuation of our previous lesson, Storied House 1, which you might have finished in your recent class. Before we go to our new lesson, let me ask a few questions or your observations about your own village. Do we have equal financial position in our village? Are we enjoying similar living conditions? Do we live in similar type of houses? Do we live in the same locality? For all these questions, I expect a common answer from all of you. No. Some people live in sophisticated and well-equipped houses like rich people. Some people live in small houses like huts like our poor people. Some people are located at the center of the village by having all facilities like our upper caste people. Some people are only permitted to stay at the corner of the village in smaller houses without having facilities like our SC people in their respective colonies. Some people are thrown out of the village to the distant places like our tribal people in their tandas. Over and all, we can have a conclusion that we have several social inequalities prevail in our society. All these social inequalities can be termed as social issues. Our present story, the Storied House, is related with the theme social issue. The original author of this lesson, Vaman Govind Oval, is a famous Marathi writer. He is well known for his concern towards Dalits and their problems. The entire story is being narrated with a narrative technique, storytelling. There are several characters in the story. Let us have list of the characters: Bayaji, Bujaba, Kondiba Patil, etc. Before we go to the new lesson, let us revise the first part at least, because once we learn the first part of the story, then only we can have more focus in the second part. The first part started with the introduction of Bayaji. Bayaji was born in a poor family. He was born in Mahar community. It became impossible for him to survive in his own village because he is also one of the victims, like our Dr. Ambedkar, is also one of the victims of social humiliation. Bayaji left his own village and migrated to Mumbai in order to search for work there. He worked in a dockyard for almost 35 years until he retired at the age of 60. Because of his dedication and determination, even he was given promotion at the end of his career. With his discipline and hardworking nature, he could earn a reasonable amount of money which can be useful for him to have a great post-retirement life. With that money, he came back to his village. He welcomed by his mother, wife and children. He had 8 children. All of them were happy to see Bayaji. When the eldest daughter asked Bayaji, Nana, what gifts had you brought for us for this time? Then Bayaji said, I could not bring any such sort of gifts, but I am going to give a permanent gift which can be remained for centuries, otherwise for generations. I am going to construct a new house, a storied house, because our present house is very small. We are unable to have a common dining. It became impossible for us to discuss the family matters in same room. So let us construct a storied building. Then we can have enough space for us to have the common meetings. Children felt happy at Bayaji's new idea of constructing a storied house. The news spread all over the village. Our second part of the story starts exactly at this point. The upper caste people in the village were not happy at the idea of Bayaji because they started to accuse nowadays untouchables were forgetting their positions. Being an untouchable, Bayaji is not supposed to construct a house. That is the idea of the eldest people, the upper caste people in the village. Especially, there was a known rascal, one of the known rascals of the village, Kondiba Patil. He was the only person who had storied house in that village. He could not digest Bayaji's idea, since Bayaji's proposed storied house would become the rival building of Bayaji's Kondiba's own house. Bayaji started his preparations. The contract work had given to Dattaram Vadar. Pillar trenches were filled with mud bits of stones and other particles. Everything was going on according to Bayaji's plan. At that particular time, Kondiva approached Bayaji to warn him against the plan of construction. But Bayaji welcomed him with the pleasant words. It is with your blessings I have ventured on this storied house. But these pleasant words could not convince Kondiva. As Kondiva welcomed by Bayaji, but Kondiva replied in an opposite way, in a contrast way. Let me take few sentences from the textbook. Baizu, you should not lose your head simply because you have set aside some money. Do you aspire to an equal status by earning some money? The poor should remain content with their cottages. So I gave glossary in order to understand the text in a better way. By earning money, according to Kondiva, by earning money, Bayaji is just challenging the upper caste people. By earning money is having great desires to have equal status along with the rich people, upper caste people. According to Kondiva, by having the financial equality, no one can attain the social equality. That is the warning which was given by Kondiva. That was accused, which was made by Kondiva against Bayaji. Even he further said, the poor should remain content with their cottages. Content in the sense happy. So the poor people should be happy with whatever they have. So they are not supposed to have the greater plans like other people in the society. So in such a way, Kondiva warned Bayaji not to construct the house. Even he said that if he decide to construct the house, unless he stop his plan of action, he will not be given permission to stay in this village. So like that, Kondiva warned Bayaji. Even the known rascals, ruffians, cruel men of the village, they also gave the similar type of warnings. By all these warnings, Kondiva abandoned his plan of construction. Bayaji abandoned his plan of construction. Then he went for the old method of construction, a portioned house, conventional house by having portions. But he made a scope to have a common dining hall at the top of middle portion, since it was his intention to have a common hall for his big family. That middle portion was given a secret passage through the wooden steps from inside of the house that cannot be seen from the outside. So like that, the work was resumed in the sense started. With the help of Bayaji and his children, they could complete the work as early as they could. The traditional housewarming ceremony was planned. The guests were invited for that function. The prominent singers of the society were invited to give their devotional program. They were classical singers. A big pandal was fixed before the house. Even the villagers were eagerly waiting for the contest between the different troops. Bhajana troops. Bayaji's children were busy in the decorations of the house. It took for them to complete the decorations for almost 2 days. Petromax lights were hung in the pandal. Everything was going according to their plan on that auspicious day. The guests started to arrive. Even the classical singers came. Even the village heads, as they were invited by Bayaji, they came to the function. But they were not at all happy at the sight of the building, because the beautiful building made them feel with jealousy. It filled with jealousy. Let us have some description. These village heads had been taken to the drawing room. The drawing room looked so bright. The first floor looked like a drawing room. The walls were radiant with blue oil paint. The fresh color gave out a pleasant smell. The sight of drawing room, the beauty of the drawing room made these people so unhappy. Even though they gave permission to have the portioned house, even now they are not at all happy at the development of Bayaji, it seems. The drawing room looks so radiant, so bright. Even the new colors which were applied, giving pleasant smell, enjoyable smell, but they could not digest. They were given a woolen carpet to sit. They sat along with each other, and they conveyed a message through the eyes. Yes, this untouchable worm, a creature, has got a swollen head. He needs proper handling. So swollen in the sense larger than normal. So he became proud. Their accuse is, yes, Bayaji became proud. So certainly he had to be given a punishment. He had to be suppressed for his proudness. Okay, by that we can have a conclusion. So whatever it is going to take place in the next part of the story, certainly these village ruffians may be the cause of all those things. Might be the cause of all those things. The traditional bhajana program was started with the devotional songs in the evening under the pandal. The children as well as the guests were listening to the devotional songs by swaying their heads, move their heads. Bayaji's children were busy by providing refreshments for the guests, tea, tiffin, like that. Even Bayaji was busy in short with the guests, those who arrived to attend the function. At that time, an unfortunate thing took place, an undreamed, never expected thing happened in that place on that auspicious day. The Bayaji's new house, which has been built recently, caught with fire from all directions. Bayaji's children, guests, they were level best to put out the fire, but they could not. The fire rose up to the walls. There was agony, severe pain in the hearts of family members. The women folks screamed with the pain. They made a loud cry. Bayaji himself became frantic without knowing the consequences, what is going to happen. Madly went into the house. He ran around crying, "My house, my storied house, it is on fire. My enemy has taken revenge on me." He entered the roaring flames. He could not save the wooden rooftop, but at least he could save the holy pictures of Lord Buddha as well as Ambedkar. While he was coming back, the wooden floor was caught with fire. He himself fell on the earth with so many wounds. He was shouting, he was howling, he was keep on saying, "My house, my house." When the eldest of Bayaji's sons, the eldest son of Bayaji, could expect these moments would be the last moments of his father, and he asked, "My dear father, what is your last wish?" He said that, "Please construct a storied house, a complete storied house for me." With gulping the sorrow in his throat, the eldest son moved away from that place. Bayaji's mother and wife were keep on crying at that place. All Bayaji's hopes had been reduced to ashes. Because he would like to have a house for his family's sake, but the same house on the opening day, otherwise on that great day when they are going to celebrate the function on that particular day, the house was collapsed. He himself was collapsed along with the house, new house. The family members shocked with the latest incident. Bayaji's mother wept bitterly by saying, "Your father passed away without giving burial. I am expecting your presence at the time of my death, but you yourself died before me." "Bayaji, what is this?" Even wife said, "Okay, someone has done something to our family. Please bring back my husband. Your father passed away without giving me a burial. At least your hand should have pushed dust over my dead body." So these are the words. So she was in great agony. No one can console their hearts. Bayaji's eldest son went along with a spade, pickaxe, and some boxes. He started to make a hole for the building. They are going to have a storied house, because unless they finish the storied house, their father's soul will not be in peace. In such a way, the remaining children also started to assist Bayaji's eldest son. They are going to construct a complete storied house, not like earlier concealed, hidden wooden rooftop. Now the house can be seen from all directions. Like that, our story finished. Maybe it is a tragic end, but there is a moral out of this lesson. We are not supposed to be jealous towards others. We should have the religious tolerance as well as caste-based tolerance. Before I finish this lesson, let me give a project work, either that can be asked as a major discourse in your examination. If you are in the position of Bayaji's eldest son, how would you react with this new calamity? If you are in the position of Bayaji's son, how would you react with this latest calamity? Thank you very much. Let us